Hey there, curious ones! Today, we're gonna study the one and only pearl of the Orient, the Philippines. Philippines is known for its unique culture, tourist spots, and good food. But more than this, Filipinos are also one of the most underrated inventors of today, much more of yesterday. Today, we're gonna look back at the treasures of the past. We are gonna tackle 5 indigenous inventions of Filipinos. First on the list is Tuba. According to a blog by FoodandRoad, Tuba is nothing more than the fermentation of the sap taken from coconut tree or other types of palm trees. In the Philippines, the tuba which is consumed is mainly from the sap of coconut palm, and that's why they call it coconut wine. The person who harvests the sap is known as tapper. He climbs the coconut tree, makes a cut in the inflorescence, and ties a gallon to collect the sap. The production of tuba requires a routine of climbing the coconut tree twice a day. At the end of the day, the collector goes up to make a pruning in the inflorescence so the sap drips in the gallon during the night. At sunrise, he climbs the coconut tree again and removes the collected sap from the gallon. This sap is then ready for sale. If you drink the coconut tree sap at the moment it is collected, you feel a super sweet drink with very little alcohol content. However, the fermentation is fast, and in 3 to 4 days it can already become vinegar. If the temperature is controlled, it is possible to have a longer fermentation. It is also common to distill the sap and turn it into a kind of vodka. In the Philippines, it is also called lambanog. Hilot. From MedicalTourismMagazine, Hilot is a word from the Tagalog dialect meaning massage, rubbing, or touch with soothing strokes. Touch is the modality of Hilot. Initially, one might think it is simply a massage, but Hilot is more. It is energy manipulation. Hilot is the age-old indigenous Filipino healing practice associated with elderly healers. It is a relatively complex way of healing methodology complete with philosophy, health concept, healing concept, and healing methodologies. The Hilot master or manghihilot could identify body illnesses or areas of energy imbalance in the body through many unconventional methods like pulse reading, hot and cold analysis, phrenology, stool or urine or perspiration analysis. Hilot recently received international recognition and made it to the roster of Spa Finder's Hot and Getting Hotter list of 2006 trends. In 2005, it was nominated for Spa Treatment of the Year during the 2005 Baccarat Inaugural Awards in Hong Kong. Now, Hilot is gaining in popularity as this age-old tradition is rediscovered to help us all live a healthy and balanced life. Banawe rice terraces. The rice terraces are situated in the Cordilleras of Luzon Island. The remote area, some 220 miles or 350 kilometers from Manila, has long been home to the Ifugao. Philippine ceramicist rice agriculturalists who began building the terraces about the 1st century CE. Despite possessing only basic tools, the Ifugao created an engineering marvel. A vast network of rice terraces sustained by an elaborate irrigation system. According to reports, the terraces, which resemble steps carved into the mountainside, cover some 4,000 square miles or 10,360 square kilometers. And their total length is estimated at approximately 12,500 miles or 20,100 kilometers, roughly half the Earth's circumference. While the rice terraces were important to the Ifugao economy, they also served a cultural function requiring intensive cooperation among the people. Pottery. According to Tatler.com by Marites Garcia Reyes, the discovery of a 3,500-year-old secondary burial jar from the Manungol Cave of Tabon Caves in Lipuan Point, Palawan, proves that pottery in the Philippines started as early as the Neolithic period. Found in the early 60s, the burial jar is incised with curvilinear scroll designs painted with hematite. Its lid is etched with a boat with two human figures that symbolize two souls journeying to the afterlife. Up to this day, the Manungol jar is considered to be one of the finest Philippine pre-colonial artworks ever produced and a masterpiece of Philippine ceramics. Even back then, pottery items were created to suit household needs, such as palayok or pots for cooking, tabo, native dipper for scooping water, as well as dishes, vases, goblets, globular bottles, and vessels for both essential and ornamental use. Fiber weaving. According to Tatler.com, words by Franz Sorelia IV, one of the examples of fiber weaving in the Philippines is bontok weaving. The bontok textile revolves around the idea of centeredness, which symbolizes permanence, order, and balance, key factors in the life of the bontok people. Weavers demonstrate this idea through the direction of their weave from the edge to the middle, to the symmetry of the cloth construction and the repeated warp stripe design. Bontok weavers learn the craft through various stages. Young bontok girls usually start their training with the simplest part of the cloth, the langkit or edging. Next, they move on to a paikid or side panels, learning simple designs such as fatawil or warp bands and shukyong or arrows. After mastering this level, they move on to the most challenging part, the sinang-ad-am, design which represents the sinamaki weaving. Here, they incorporate designs on the bands such as tinagtakho or human figure, minatmata, diamond, and tinitiko, zigzag. The pakhawa, the center panel, is the next thing they have to master. The center panel features a band in the middle and a kanai supplementary weft at its end. Because of the complex process of adding the kanai, the center panel would be woven last. When all the parts are ready, they would be sewn together in the reverse order of their creation, ending with the langkit. Amidst the hustle and bustle of modernity, this and more are the signs of the Filipino genius. Mabuhay, Philippines!